Hello, welcome to this video of Tomb Raider 3 glitch tutorial. Today is going to be about Thames Wharf and Aldwych. I'm going to do those two levels because Thames Wharf is so short that it doesn't matter. I don't want to do a 5 minutes video at max, so yeah. So we're going to do two levels. We're going to go to London. So we finished area 51, so what we want to do is we want to press left or right, doesn't matter, and go to London. And when you see the fade, you can already start moving forward and put a flare. So that is your first thing to do. You need to press forward, pull a flare, control step, and jump. Late grab to be sure that you land. It's not necessary if you do a good jump, but grabbing makes you 100% sure that you will make the jump. Then when you stumble wherever you are, you step back to be against this, so you can do a running jump here. So if you land here, you can't do the jump, for example. That's why you step back. So that's pretty simple. And then you have two choices. You can do a running jump like this, which is, it's not tricky, but you can easily do something like that, for example, and waste time, lose time. So what you can do is you can go here, turn a bit, do another standing jump, and keep going. This is totally your choice, and this is how good you are in movements, how risky you want to be, and etc. So this is 100% your choice. So again, at the start, I'm gonna wait for fade to, oops, I forgot to change area. So yeah, I'm gonna let the fade go to show you what's happening. So you want to go forward, put a flare, go on 3 or 4 step. 4, you don't need any time the grab. If you do 3, you will need the grab generally. Then you step back, and then you try to do this sequence, and if you can't, it's because you're bad. So because I'm bad, it didn't work, but that's what it should look like. Up, like, well, not like this, but whatever. Anyway, so whatever sequence you choose, you will get roughly to the same place, so don't worry. So you do this, and then you jump here. So this is important that you jump not too early, not too late. If you jump too late, you will stumble here, so you have to climb manually and lose some time. And if you jump too early, you won't make it to the hole. Like, you will stumble like this. So you have to be careful and jump basically when you are here. When you are here, you can jump no problem. With a standing or running jump, it doesn't matter. So you have to learn and practice a bit to know when you have to jump, but roughly it's just before this black texture on the ground. Just before it, you want to jump like this, up, and you keep going. You can add another running jump, another one here. You can do a sprint sequence, but I'm not going to explain it because it's a bit too hard for beginners. And then you want to climb here. You want to climb here on the very left if you can. If you are here, it will work. But if you are here, you won't be able to keep going. You will die. So just focus on being on the very left side and it will work. So you want to climb there. And you want to, yeah, grab and climb there. And you want to jump immediately to the left. So something you have to know if you want to win a bit of time, if you press, it's like in Nevada, the last jump, if you press crouch, you will be able to save some time by just crouching. It skips a small animation and you're still able to run. So that's what you want to do. So you just jump and hold left, so that's how it is. And then you want also to start putting a flare, so I'm gonna redo the whole thing up. So that's what happens if you do try it. And you can also do this sequence if you failed the first one as a recovery, but I'm not gonna explain it because it doesn't matter too much. So yeah, you climb, put a flare, and you are able to do a jump every time. I mean, if you are holding left until you jump, don't worry, you will make the jump every time. You will never fall here. And also if you pull a flare, you will have time to land and flare cancel like I just did. And then you want to sprint until this point, and you want to jump from here or here, it doesn't really matter. Just the sooner you jump, the better it is, as long as you don't land in the spikes, well, in the wire over here, down there, but you barely can see, but they are here. I'm going to show you. Because the end of a level trigger is right in front of Lara. It's the last tile before climbing in the whatever it's called. but it's the last start here I'm going to show you. What you absolutely want to jump. You don't want to sprint, because if you sprint, that's going to happen. You will fall like this every time, and you will either die to those wire that I mentioned, or you will be stuck like this. And you can do funny things, but whatever. And this is RIP, so just be careful about that. And what you just have to do is you just have to do a running jump to the end trigger, and you're good. So this is pretty easy. So 1, 2, 3. If you do 3, you need to grab, step back, up, like this. Oops, well, that was bad, but whatever. Up. You can do running jumps. You can pull a flare earlier if you are not confident about doing it when you after climbing. So you can do the crouch thing here. If you press left, you can see you can make the jump every time. Then you sprint a bit, and you jump to the end trigger, which is where I'm going to show you. It's not here. It's this next tile here. So one thing you have to be careful about is that if jumping from here to the end trigger, you will never die, but if you are unlucky, you can flying corner bug on a tile which is in the air and land on top of an invisible tile, so you have to do a fake grab and get there. That's just something I want to mention just to be sure. So yeah, you just jump here and you finish the level, generally in 25 seconds, 24. If you are starter, sub 30 should be a decent goal. And this is Thames Wharf, so that's why I wanted to do also Aldwych, because that would be ridiculous to do a video for that. So now let's go for Aldwych. So for Aldwych, you will need your river Ganges save. That's the level you will need your Ganges save. So one thing you have to think about when you enter Aldwych is if you still have the save or not, because when you start you save a lot and you might be likely to forget you have to keep this river Ganges save, and if you override it then you can't use it obviously. But don't worry, if you override it, it's not RIP, you can still recover by doing a save in Aldwych itself, but that's just a recovery. It's better to do the Ganges save because the Ganges jumps are harder. The Aldwych save is pretty much pointless, it's just for the glitch because there is nothing dangerous. But for example, in Ganges, the place is dangerous because you have a trick to do. So it's better to save in Ganges because if you fail the trick, you can reload, for example. Anyway, so this is the start of the level of Aldwych is going to be really easy. You're going to get down the slope and you're going to do a fake grab easily. So just slide down, press grab 1, and you will fall in the water. You get out, so very specific sequence which is relatively easy and pretty fast. So what you want to do is you want to sprint normally, and what you will step here, you will have a step up like this, which will stop automatically your sprinting. Then you do a running jump, you're gonna have another step here, and once you finish that step, you're gonna try to sprint all the way through until the next step right here, and then you add a running jump here. Wait a bit, and you are able to sprint again. So this is, in my opinion, the best way of doing it. You have to know that you can't roll here. You can dive roll, because diving roll, you are stopped by the step for some reason. So that's why I don't do dive rolls here. So yeah, this is what you want to do. You want to sprint here, the step, a jump, the step, and then you want to do this again. Do a running jump, and then keep going. You want to empty your bar, you can do a dive roll if you want, but here I failed it because I'm bad. That's it. So yeah, it's better to do a dive roll to have a recovery because you save like 1 second or something, so that's better, but whatever you want. So let's go up like this, up. You can do a running jump, and it's important that here, from here, if you don't want to stumble doing the next running jump, you're gonna have to do a running jump hitting the ceiling here, because if you don't, you will be likely to get a stumble. So then you want to go and sprint, do a dive roll here, and if you don't have a Ganges save, you want to go here and save here. Why? Because there is a slope in front of that, so that's why you want. if you don't need the save, what you're just going to do, so you're coming from here, you're just gonna do your sprinting thing, and you're going to jump here because there is a slope and you don't want to stumble, and you're gonna keep going. So this is your plan. So one last time the whole thing, you sprint, step, jump, step, do the sprinting, jump, and then just do your sprinting, dive roll if you have the time. When you start, you won't have time to do the dive roll like I just did because your movements won't be optimized, but don't worry too much. Up to running jumps here, up. Here I'm just having it for recovery. So I'm gonna put a save here to show you both saves, but you won't need it if you have a ganja save. And then you want to go either here either by this hole or by this hole. You don't want to do the previous one because there is a small box here and you don't want to climb it, so you just want to avoid it. So that's it. So yeah, you want to go here, blah blah blah. You sprint here, you try to optimize the sprinting as I teach you, and you keep going here. You roll. It's important to roll before here, because if you don't roll, you will go down here, and you will lose sometimes. So it's important to roll here. And also, if you wait too much, if you wait too much, those guys will come. So be careful. But like, unless you really mess up something, you won't be disturbed by those guys. Oops, that was awful. But yeah, you want to sprint, roll here, fake grab and roll again, and the next jump is gonna be tricky. I'm telling you, the next jump is tricky. So you need to go here. You need to go here, roughly, on this platform. It doesn't matter where, but you want to go on this platform. The problem is the camera is awful, and you need to curve me there. And if you don't curve enough, that will happen. If that happens, don't worry, just climb here. So this is a bit of time loss, but you have to. And this is better than reloading. And if somehow you really mess up, like this, you fall in the water, if you don't have a save to reload or whatever, you can climb here and try again. And if you realize that your direction was wrong or whatever, you can also you can grab this place and go in the crouch space, but I don't recommend that because it's slow. If you have a save, just reload. So yeah, so the jump is just curve before jumping. You need to curve before jumping to make that jump easy. And you have to do a running jump, there is no way, and you have to curve. So this is a bit of manual jump here. So up. So what I personally do when I drop down from in the middle of a square all the time, and then I know I have to curve just before jumping. So that's how I do, up and up. And I stop holding forward when I jump after jumping, because like you just saw, if you keep holding forward, you might be able to keep running and fall here, so you will lose time. Okay, so that seems a lot for a jump, but this jump is actually really bad because of the camera. And then there is another jump which is really bad. So you need to do this jump, like this. But this doesn't look as simple as it seems. Because if you do it bad, well, here it was bad, it was exceptionally bad, but whatever. Up. If you do it bad, if you don't aim at the right spot, you will grab that monkey bar here. So what you will have to do is you will have to go forward once, drop down, and climb. It loses a bit of time. If you don't know how to do, if you can't do the method I'm going to show you, it's better to do the monkey bar thing than reloading 3 times. So if you don't know how to do it yet, don't worry, just take the monkey bar and do the slow way, it doesn't matter. But what you need to do is you don't want to go directly forward at the edge. You want to aim a bit further, like this. So for example, if you're at this spot, because it depends also on the spot you land. If you're at this spot, you want to aim like this, more like this, like this. If you are at this spot, you need to aim here. So you need to have kind of that angle when you jump. And if you have that angle when you jump, oops, well, I grabbed too early here, but it's way easier to grab the edge directly. I'm going to show you up like this, because if you go directly and try to grab, that will happen. Your window to grab is really small, or you will stumble. So you need to have it right, and you don't want that. So this is why it's pretty tricky. But again, if you are not used to or whatever, you can just all grab, take the monkey bar, and just do that. One last thing you can try, but it's not too easy as well. You can jump forward, press grab immediately, and when you start having the grab animation, you stop pressing grab, and you grab again when you're close to the edge. Oops, not like this. Like this. So this is a bit easier if you don't want to do the... If you don't want to go to look a bit at the right, you just do that. Oops. But that's a risk also you have to take. Whatever, I gave you everything to do that jump. You just... If you curve a bit to the right like this, it will be way easier to grab like this. So anyway, you do this, and then there is a chance that rats might block you. So here, for example, I was lucky, but there is a chance that it blocks you in the... it comes to you and it blocks you in the crouching space. It will make you lose some time. Not too much, but some time. If you don't want to be annoyed when you see them coming, what you can do is you can just move forward, and when you see them coming, you just draw your guns, shoot them, undraw your guns, and keep going. So that's what you want. So whatever you do, if you do the perfect sequence, you need, I think it's 7. Yeah, it's 7. So you need 7 crouch on before pressing gun and getting up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Press gun and you will get up. Then you want to kill those 2 rats. Those are important. Why? Because they can annoy you while you do the glitch I'm going to show you. So they either come to you and it's good because you can kill them, or you will have to wait them to pass here, which can take sometimes it takes 1 second, sometimes it takes 5 or a bit more, but you need to be patient a bit. So now we're gonna have to be serious and talk about the main skip of this level. So what you need to do is you need to save your game. So you need to save again in a specific position. How to get that specific position is pretty easy. You go to that corner. You to be sure you have a right spot, you can sidestep right. She will move like this. So you start 1, 2, 3. You sidestep right a bit like this, and then you turn until you have that. So you can see Lara's face. When you can see Lara's face, not face actually, you can see Lara's head. So you turn until you see completely Lara's head like this, and then what you do is you press crouch, and you don't need to crouch forward, just press crouch, and you save. And this is the spot you want, so this is the save we want. Actually, let's put it here to be sure we don't lose it. Up. And then what you just need to do is you need to reload your Ganja save or your Aldwych save, depending which one you have. So for the Ganja save, I'm going to show you the spots. So what's going to happen is I'm going to explain you the glitch quickly. Sorry, I can't speak. So what's going to happen is you want Lara to slide against the wall when you reload. How are you going to do that? You're going to have to slide on a slope with a different save and reload your Aldwych save. And for some reason, the game keeps track of a sliding value in the data. So that's why you will be able to slide against the wall for people that knows this glitch already. One thing you need to know is that it doesn't work with every slope. As you may know, there is a north, a south, a west, sorry, an east. I really can't talk. In Tomb Raider, so there are the 4 cardinal points, and in Tomb Raider they always exist, and this glitch will work only with slope facing a certain direction. So I don't remember which one it is, if it's north or not or east, whatever. But it has to be in one specific direction. So you want only to have a save close to a slope that is close to the right direction. You can't take a slope randomly in the game, slide it, and hope that it works. You have 1 chance on 4 it will work only. So be careful about that. So the one closest on the path to the any percent road are the 2 I showed you. There is also one in the Nevada desert, I think I showed you. So this is a third option. And then there is not really cool options. So this is what you want to do. So you reload your ganja save, and you need to jump on that slope here. So this is the slope you want to aim. So you just load your save, jump here, and when you start sliding, you go to reload and you load your Aldwych save. So I think this is this one. And when you reload, when it's reloading, you want to hold forward and walk. And that will happen. You will have this with state sliding because the game thinks she's still sliding, but she's sliding against the wall. Why are you holding walk and forward? Because if you don't, that will happen and it will cancel the glitch. So this is what you want. So you saw the River Ganges position. No, the Aldwych one. The Aldwych one is simple. I really can't talk. I'm really sorry. You roll on that one and you reload. So I think it's this one. So again, forward and walk. And then what you want to do is you want to tap right. Well, you want to first, I'm roughly here. It's really rough, don't worry. It's just so you do it faster because you don't want to tap like this for an hour. So you just roughly get this angle. And then you tap until she starts moving forward, like this. And once she starts moving forward, once you reach the thing, you can press right and forward and keep running. And you skip basically all Aldwych. So that's how it works. So this is important that you have this camera, by the way, and this is pretty much it. So yeah, I'm gonna redo the whole thing one more time to show you, but this is as simple as it looks. So you go against the wall, sidestep like this, turn until you see Lara's face like this completely, crouch, save, reload your ganja save or your Aldwych save or your Nevada save, go to that slope, wait until she slides, it's important, reload to your Aldwych save, holding forward and walk, turn a bit right, and then tap right until she moves forward. And once she's passed, you can run and sprint if you want. And then you need to go here, and this is pretty much it with Aldwych. So I hope you got the skip. This is pretty easy. So you need to go in that hole here. Then you go down here and you crouch. So I hope you got the skip because I don't have anything else to say because this is pretty simple. So if you have a problem, you ask me, but you shouldn't have any problem after seeing this video. And then you go here. You can have a perpetual flare console here, but it's not too important and it can block you, so be careful. And then you're gonna go to that corner and you're gonna do a crouch corner bug, which is easy. But what I recommend to do, because I'm gonna show you why I recommend you to do that, because if you don't do anything, oops, well, that was a bad angle, but whatever. So crouch corner, the problem is, well, here it worked, but if you move, if you don't draw your guns right after doing the glitch, oh yeah, that was a bad save. Up. Oh, okay, so I'm lucky, but so here I'm lucky, so I don't know why it works, but whatever. Sometimes the camera might stay in this room here, even though you are on top. So that might be really bad because even pressing the camera button, sometimes it doesn't reset. You have to move a bit randomly until it changes. So be careful about that. To cancel that 100%, what you need to do is you just, when you glitch, oh yeah, I forget every time. When you glitch, you just draw your guns and you will have this camera instantly. Then you press roll to get out of the wall, you roll, and you go to that button. And then you side flip, you roll, try to sprint a bit, and you go here, and you finish the level basically. So I have nothing else to say. Up. If you can, if you want, you can go a perpetual flag cancel here to save a half seconds. You go here, and you finish the level. And that's pretty much it for Aldwych. So as you can see, pretty easy. London overall is pretty easy. Next two levels are gonna be also easy. City is a bit technical because you need to do a corner block fast, but it's same principle, it's pretty easy. So that's it with Aldwych. Next levels are gonna be Lutzgate and City. And thanks a lot for watching. If you have anything to ask, as usual, ask in the commentary section, and see you next time.